Hello, and welcome back to another Whodunitville mystery review. This time, we're reviewing the Madame Blanc mysteries, or more specifically, the Season 4 Christmas special episode. For those of you who've never seen this series before, it revolves around a woman named Jean White, played by Sally Lindsay, an antique expert in Britain who relocates to Saint-Victor in the south of France after the death of her husband. While in Saint-Victor, she joins a community of British expatriates, including Gloria Beauvillier, played by Sue Vincent, co-creator of the series with Sally Lindsay. Jean White is often called into investigations by the local police because of her experience in history and antiques. In this holiday episode, which aired in December 2024 in the UK on Channel 5, Jean is called by Police Chief Inspector Andre Caron, played by Alex Gamond, to examine a seemingly old puppet that had been adapted and used as a murder weapon to kill an old puppeteer who had just given a performance for the town children in the Saint-Victor market. It turns out that the victim, Frederick Delise, suffered from what the Chief Inspector says was von Willebrand disease, a condition where the old puppeteer could easily bleed to death very quickly if he was cut because the blood doesn't coagulate quickly enough. At some point during the puppet show, the victim performed alongside his son, John Delise. Frederick Delise took off his puppet to have a drink of wine. The puppet was then replaced with an exact duplicate sewn together with sharp razor blades inside. When Jean and local taxi driver Dom enter the crime scene, they find an inebriated John Delise crying uncontrollably as the inspector tells him that the old puppeteer was found quickly but is fighting for his life in the hospital. The puppeteer's ex-wife Joanna soon shows up to console her son, but he rejects her compassion, accusing her of always wanting her ex-husband to perish. It's Christmas Day when Chief Inspector Caron is given the task of telling Joanna, her new husband, and her granddaughter Giselle the unfortunate news that the old puppeteer had died overnight. Jean goes along with Caron, and it's here when she learns that the puppeteer's granddaughter, Giselle, was taken away from her father, John Delise, because she lived with her father, an alcoholic grandfather, and it was deemed that this was an unfit environment for a child. Generally, as mysteries go, this one isn't very thoughtful or complex. The only suspects are the ex-wife or her new husband. It seems to me like this was an afterthought, a quick B story added just to make sure this episode still fell into the cozy mystery category. The main story of this episode is about Jean's eccentric friends Judith and Jeremy Lloyd James, played by Sue Holderness and Robin Asquith, who are planning their wedding anniversary until each is told separately that the priest who conducted their original wedding ceremony was a fake. While I enjoyed the goings-on of Jean White's funny community filled with lovable characters, I nonetheless kept wishing the mystery was more substantial. Perhaps if one of Madame Blanc's British expats had some personal connection to the old puppeteer, or maybe if Giselle, the granddaughter, was friends with some of the community's younger members, then this mystery would have been more impactful. Take out the flimsy mystery, and this episode would be a very well-written, funny, character-driven view into the complicated lives of a bunch of very unique people trying to be happy and find love in the picturesque south of France. But this is a mystery review, and for that reason I'm giving it 1 owl with a fedora out of 5 owls with a fedora on. If you enjoyed this review, please consider hitting the like and or subscribe buttons. That way you can be notified when another review like this one appears on Channel Whodunitville. It really helps us with the algorithm, and it's always greatly appreciated. Thank you.